I went through 200 front desk people my first 2 years in practice. And my patients would come and say, who's the new front desk flavor of the month? Or you must be really tough to work for. And then this one woman walked in my office. She said, if you ever speak to me like that again, I'm out of here. Now, I will swear on my children's life today, I don't know what the heck she was talking about. I'm sure she was right. You can't be an effective communicator and lose 200 people, in your first 2 years. So I went out and started studying people. See, because what I really thought was this. I thought my team sucked. So I started writing a book about it. See, but what I found out, it wasn't my team. It was me. I sucked. I didn't know how to communicate. It's all on the leader. Teams go where you go. So I went out and studied people that kept their staff for 10, 20, 30 years. And then the staff would will their children to work for that person. And I started implementing those things. I started saying please. I started saying thank you because I know something about each and every one of you. You all want 3 things. You want love, appreciation, respect. You want like the food you eat, the air you breathe, and the water you drink. Well, if you want it, you got to give it. You got to give it out on a regular basis. Every single day I do something called a walkabout in my office. And I'll go, especially my team in Argentina, when I show up there, I do a walkabout, I talk to every single person. I make sure they know that I'm acknowledged, find out about their friends and family. Who's the most important person, anybody in the world? You bet it is. All right, here we go. What's your name? Pass this back to her, please, because only person admitted she's the most important person. We are all the most important people to us. You're all listening to the same radio station this morning, WIIFM here, 97.3. What's in it for me? That's what you're listening to. Second is your kids. Now, if I focus on me, does she like me? She's like, right? But if I'm focusing on you and what I can do to help you and put you in the best position to succeed, she's going to like me, and who's going to look the best? Me, because she's doing something that's going to make me look good. So if I'm not giving her those positive things, if I'm not turning her around, it could be crazy. See, here's the deal. Mr. Miyagi, I do this all the time. No such thing as a bad student, only bad teacher. Teachers say, student do. I just had a meeting with one of my new employees in Argentina, and one of my companies in Argentina, it's called Neutrona Networks. We own all the underground cable that brings the internet to Latin America. And I started working with them about 3 years ago, totally dysfunctional team. And they said, Rick, you don't get it. This is the culture of Argentina. People come in at 10, leave at 4. And I said, I don't care about the culture of the country. I care about the culture of the company. And we're going to create our own culture, and this is what we'll do. We went through some of these different steps. Well, there's this one woman, her name's Karina. And Karina is one of my favorites. She came from Brazil, and her family background was very tough. So she had to just do it all on her own, and she's a go-getter. And she had a car accident, so she's been out for a few months. Well, Juan Pablo, he's new in there, super smart, masters and all this, and he's going to head up this one division. And they told Karina, you're going to go, and you're going to be on, not in your division anymore here, you're going to be on Juan Pablo's team. But she's never seen Juan Pablo. She doesn't know who the heck Juan Pablo is. She just hears somebody from Miami telling her in Argentina, this is what you need to do. Well, I know people, that's not going to sit too well with someone, because she's being told what to do. She doesn't even know this person. So I said, Juan Pablo, let me explain that this is one of the most talented individuals. Because in Argentina, if you are not a tough woman, you are not going to get a voice in the room. Because it's a man's society, it's a culture. So my HR people, I make these women so tough that they can eat nails. Because I want them having a say-so in the room, in the management room. Otherwise, they'll just be sitting there and they won't get in a word in edgewise. And Karina is as tough as it gets. So I said, let me tell you, because then she called back and said she felt pressured to move in that position. I said, I want you to see what I do, because I do Zoom meetings with them so I could see them. Because if I'm talking to you on the phone, I could feel you, I could hear you, I know if you're smiling, if you're eating, if you're not paying attention. But if I can see you, I get everything else. So I want to see my people when I'm talking to them. I want to see their body language. I could pick up on some of these little things. Well, I said, Juan Pablo, I don't want you to say a word. I said, you just sit there and you watch what I do, because this is what I do best. So I'm the guy, when you tell your kids something, they don't listen to you, and the best friend tells them the same thing, it's the gospel. I'm the best friend. So it's the beauty when I go and coach a company, I'm Switzerland. I just want everybody to win. So people tell me everything. I'm like dad and grandpa. And even when the owners fight, the kids call me. Hey, Gramps, listen, the 2 kids are fighting. And I'll call them up and say, and because they're both like bravado men, I'll say, will you girls play well in the sandbox together, which I know completely offends them, but that's what I want to do. I want to wake them up to what they're doing, because they're not self-aware that they're doing it. Have you ever noticed people like that just doing stuff and they have no clue? But I called Karina up and I said, Karina, how you doing? I said, I'm so excited that you're going to be working with Don Pablo. This guy's super smart. You're going to be like a right hand, and listen, you're one of my favorites. You've done an amazing job. Make me proud. And I felt the smile. She said, don't worry, I won't let you down. You know why? Because people want three things: love, appreciation, respect. And you've got to talk to them. My vice president of sales, Tim Allen, I said to him, you're not teaching this engagement program with Graciela well enough. He said, well, she should know. I said, let me ask you a question. Do you tell that to your daughters? Or do you help your daughters? Do you assist them? Do you put them in the right position for them to be successful? Guess what? All the people that work with you, they're like your kids. You got to treat them just like your kids. You know, put them in a position to be successful. Give them the tools that they need, and when they do a great job, tell them. Embarrass them in front of people. I heard my son the other day do something like that, and I'll share that story in a second, but here's what I want you to do. Right here, if you take your phones out right now, and you text in the number, put 72,000, and you put in Rick, you will get the preview for My Team Sucked, which has now turned into a monster book. The name has changed because the publishers absolutely said that they loved it, and it was just leadership on steroids. So now the new working title for the book, which is done already, is called The Solutions-Oriented Leader, which I think will do a lot better than My Team Sucked, because I don't think anybody wants to take that book into work. So second is the affirmation. I had somebody call me the other day and said, you know, they were in my lesson 25 years ago. They said, Rick, you still do that affirmation? Boom, I sent it out. So you got the affirmation, and then today's, not this PowerPoint presentation, but deep dive into transformational leadership. How to, like you know, a book, like something you would go if you went into a college course and want to know A to Z, and then you got tested on it. So I want to make sure you have all that. So you got that